Hey everyone, we're back here in Bali to do some No Gi Jiu-Jitsu tonight. I'm going to be showing you guys the 3 most important submissions that every white belt needs to know. All these videos work together as part of a series, so if you want to see the complete series of techniques, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Alright, so we're going to go over like the 3 most important submissions that every white belt needs to know. Now look, when you first start learning Jiu-Jitsu, there's a ton of different submissions, but it's the relationship between these 3 submissions that make them the most important. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is an armbar. Anytime I go for an armbar, all I'm looking to do is drag Aaron's arm across the center line of my body, reach up for his shoulder, pulling down, and I'm going to pivot off his hip, throwing this left leg over the head. A lot of debate over if you should cross your feet or not. It's very circumstantial. I like to cross my legs and flare my knees. It makes it harder for them to stack me. Okay, also, if Aaron starts trying to pull his arm out and I squeeze my knees together, this makes it hard for him to get his arm free. Okay, so just as an armbar, we just want to come here, lock our hands together and start lifting our hips towards the ceiling, and we can get that finished. So again, just like real simple, that first one is the armbar from closed guard. I'm pivoting off his hip here, crossing my legs, bridging my hips up to finish. One more thing that's really going to help you guys with your armbar, make sure when you guys do an armbar, you don't hip escape. I see this from a lot of beginners when I travel, as they'll come here and they hip escape and then try to throw the leg over. But if Aaron drives in and starts crushing me, I'm not in good position to stack here, and it's going to be really easy for him to pass. Okay? I'm basically giving him an easy pass because of my hip positioning. So if you guys look, I'm going to keep my hips up towards the ceiling through this entire movement by doing an oblique crunch instead of a hip escape. Now that left leg travels over the head easy, and it's going to make it easy for me to get this armbar. Now, that's the first submission. So the next submission we're going to go to, we'll do a transition off the armbar. Okay, so when I come here and I cut my angle, sometimes what's going to happen is Aaron's going to pull his arm free. So when this happens, I'm in a unique position. I'm going to have 2 different ways I can go. I can pass my left leg around his head and close my guard, which will put one arm inside the guard, one arm outside of the guard, which is a very unique situation because now I can start passing Aaron's arm across the center line of my body. I can reach up and grab my shin and start adjusting to get my calf across the back of Aaron's neck. Okay, now from here I can lock, bridge my hips up towards the ceiling, and use the triangle choke to finish. Okay, so what we're doing is we're starting with an armbar, but based on Aaron's reaction, we can switch our leg positioning, pass the arm across, and start looking on the triangle choke. Okay, a couple interesting things about triangle chokes. We can use that same entry again. We're coming here. Now look, I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways just to kind of help you guys lock it up. So what I can do here is I can lift my hips nice and high, drag that arm across. Now watch, I'm going to pull Aaron back towards me. And what I want to do here to make sure I get a good adjustment is I'm going to reach up and grab my shin. This grip on the shin will help keep the guard locked. So even if Aaron tries to posture up here, it's difficult for him. And now from here I can make that good adjustment off the hip to make sure I get that calf across the back of the neck. Now, why this is important, if I let my calf fall down Aaron's back here at a 45-degree angle, it's quite difficult for me to lock, and I have long legs. So it's important that I adjust the angle and get the calf across the back of the neck so I can figure 4 my legs with ease. Now I just drive my hips up, and I can finish the choke. Now look, when we go for this armbar, we have an opportunity for another submission. So sometimes this arm comes out, and I can attack the arm that's still inside my guard. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to look to kick my legs off to the side, extend my legs forward, and bring my hips out. Now we're in position for Omoplata. Okay? To make sure you have a good Omoplata, make sure you're leaning into your opponent. Okay? A lot of people get stuck in Omoplata because they keep both hips on the mat. Now they don't have the range of motion to finish the shoulder lock. But if I lean into Aaron, now I have the power of my legs to help me push and drive my hips forward to get the submission hold. Now look, a couple other things that are beneficial here. When I lean into Aaron, it also puts all my weight on him. So now it's heavy and it's hard for Aaron to move. Additionally, when I lean into Aaron, it locks his hand to my hip. And this will also make it hard for Aaron to pull his arm free. So quite a few advantages when you make that effort to get out on your side. So again, for Omoplata, we can do the Omoplata off the failed armbar, look to sit up, create what space we need to pull our legs back, and then finish the submission. Now look, all these submissions have a relationship with each other. So what does that mean? It means that as we transition through, we're gonna have other opportunities to toggle back to those previous submissions. So for example, I can come here, Aaron can pull his arm through for the our triangle entry. Now look, when I come across, I can make the same adjustment to this side, and watch, I can switch back to the armbar, bridging up with my hips to finish. So triangle and armbar have a relationship where we can toggle back and forth with to help us get our submission. In addition to that, we can do the same thing when Aaron pulls his arm free and I switch to my triangle. I can also push his face away and just go straight to Omoplata. Okay, so we always have the opportunity for Omoplata. Now look, if Aaron postures back up, I can turn and face Aaron, closing my guard again, looking back on our triangle choke. And again, from here, I can always pass the leg and go back to the armbar. Now look, there's more transitions than that, even within the bounds of these techniques, but I'm gonna give you guys time to kind of play and see what you can find, okay? So it's important to understand these three relationships. If you're new, you're a white belt, you're just starting out, these are the three most important submissions you need to know.